Hey everybody, I've got something new to show you today. It isn't a drone, but it does fly. This is the last day of February. Spring has kind of sprung, I think, a little bit. It's a nice blue sky day, so this was an opportunity to show you something here. So this was sent to me by a company called Razordon. I don't know if that's the brand name or just the store that sells it, but this is an RC ERA. You can see Bell 206 helicopter. Now this is pretty much a toy, but I've never flown an RC helicopter before, and this was an opportunity to do it. Yeah, they sent me this for review. I have never flown this thing before. I've got it all charged up and ready to go. But let's give it a shot. We'll try it out, and you'll see me fire it up for the very first time and see if I can get the thing in the air or not. First, let me show you what's in the box, though. Okay, let's take a quick look at what you get in the box. You have some instructions, which they're not terrible, but there's some parts of it that just the translation doesn't work very well on, so typical, but it will give you the basics of how to use the helicopter. You have an extra set of blades for the main rotor, and of course you have the RC, but first let's look at the accessories that come with it. You get a little package that's got a screwdriver, an Allen wrench, and a tail rotor, and then of course you have a USB-A to USB-C cable for charging. That's how you're going to charge the battery on the helicopter itself. You will have to use your own charge block. It doesn't come with one. Then the RC itself, typical twin stick RC that we're all used to. You got an on-off switch. You have a speed switch there. You have a one-touch takeoff and one-touch land button right there. On-off switch, I think if I forgot, that's what that is. And then these are trim switches to trim the helicopter once it's in the air. Then the helicopter itself, I think it's pretty attractive. RC ERA says on the side there. And it is a Bell 206. And let's take a quick look. If you look at the bottom here, this is the battery right there. You pull in on those two little tabs and pull that out. That's the on-off switch. And then it does have a tiny little pinhole camera there for optical flow to help the helicopter stay stable, know where it's at, know if it's moving or not. And then here is the other side. You can see the motor there for the tail rotor. And there's the front of the copter itself. It's got a light on the front. That also tells you when the battery's low. Again, I think it's pretty attractive. However, understand that none of those doors open or anything. That's all just painted on. Looks pretty cool. Los Angeles Fire Department. Okay, I'm out in the field, and you can see I've got a landing pad down there. In fact, I'll tilt the camera down in a second. It's very simple. We're just going to turn on the power on the helicopter, and we'll turn on the power on here. To bind it, we simply go up and down on the left stick. Anybody that flies drones knows that's a common binding procedure. And other than that, we should be good to go. And it flies just like a drone, you know, up, down, yaw, and then pitch forward, pitch back, bank left, bank right. So we'll try it out and see what we can do. Wish me luck. Okay, so let's see if we can bind here. I'm going to go up and then down. And that's it. We got the beep. We should be bound to the chopper. It does have a one-key takeoff here, so we'll try that and see. I've got another camera on my chest here, so hopefully that'll pick up some of it as well. But let's see. I believe it's both sticks down and out to start the motors. Yeah, look at that. And then I'm just going to go up on the left stick, and it. Yeah, so I'm having problems. You can see yeah, now it's starting to balance. It was shaking quite a bit there. So I'm going to see if I can, I can't believe, yeah, and it's shaking a lot again. Pitch forward here, pitch back. But you know, it's surprisingly easy to fly. It's moving around quite a bit. I'm gonna see, I'm keeping it pointed away from me just so I can make sure I've got the sticks correct here. And let's see if we can bring it in closer. It's rising as I bring it back. Let's bring it over. Yeah, and it's moving away. I'm trying to trim it here a little bit. And yeah, I think we've kind of got it trimmed now. It seems to be holding itself in space pretty good. It's a ways out there. Let me see if I can bring it back. It's, I'm a little nervous to get it too close to me, quite frankly, because I'm not that familiar with it. And boy, when you let go, it definitely, there's definitely some balance issues. So you can see it shake there. I'm gonna walk into it, up to it, and hopefully the camera on my chest will pick it up. And boy, look at it. It just took off there. Yeah, I don't know why it took off that direction, because I was not touching the sticks. Let's see if we can, yeah, it took off. I brought it down. I just brought the left stick down. I don't know why it took off, but it did. So let me go get it and bring it back, and we'll try it again. So we landed it without any damage or anything. It landed upright, and you can see it's still on. So I'll get back to the landing pad and try again. It all of a sudden just did a bank to the helicopter's right, and it took off. I don't know why. It's got optical flow. I was not touching the sticks, but it just headed that direction. Okay, I'm gonna try the one key takeoff. So let's see if I hit that button. Yeah, there it goes. So that's easy. And I'm not touching the sticks. So what you see, I mean, it was moving to the yeah, I mean, I am trying to bring it back, and it banked to the left that time. So I'm full stick to the right. I was able to bring it back. So I'm trying to trim it with the trim buttons on the RC, and it seems to be fairly steady now. But look at that vibration. You can see it vibrating there, and then it just takes off again. Let me bring it back. I mean, I had no, I was giving it no input on the sticks, and it took off to its left for whatever reason. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you is, this isn't a drone you're going to want, or a drone. I'm used to flying drones. This toy is not something you're going to want to fly very far away. And again, let me emphasize, this is not an expensive, it's a $100 helicopter. But there, you can see I did a little yaw there, and it seemed to work. And now it's going forward, and I don't know why. Yeah, so I'm trying to bring it back. The control is limited. Okay, let's see. I am hurting it more than flying it, so is what I'm going to tell you here. And so now when it's moving around, and that optical flow camera you'd think would help. Let's get it lower and see if it'll see the ground a little better then. So I'm trying to bank left. Let's bank right. Yeah, we're too close to the camera here. I don't feel like I have enough control over it to get it too close. Yeah, it pretty much in all directions seems to have a mind of its own, and I have tried trimming it, and that doesn't seem to be too effective. And you can see the amount of vibration let's bring it down a little bit. I think the closer to the ground, the better. That allows that optical flow camera to kind of see where it's moving. So, yeah. You know, there is a gyro calibration procedure on this guy, so let's try that. I'm gonna bring it back towards us a little bit, if I can, and down. Let's try the one key landing. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. Whoops, it headed off the other direction. One key landing. I hit the button and it landed. Hopefully you saw that on the, I've got the chest camera. I hope you saw that. So it did land. One key landing works. So if you ever get in trouble, just hit that one key landing. Okay, I'm gonna try the gyro calibration. That was both sticks down. If I understood the instructions correctly, and they're not exactly very clear, but I believe it's both sticks down and to the left. So I'm gonna try that. And you need to have it on a flat surface, so we're gonna set it on the landing pad. So let's go both sticks down and to the left. And we got a beep. So hopefully that's it. Okay, let's take off again and see what we see. One key takeoff, and it's still wiggling around, and you know, no input, and it just took right off. So it's a product you're not going to want to let it get too far away from you. You need to constantly be flying it. It's not like a drone where you can just let go of the sticks. And I tried calibrating and trimming it up on the controller, and if I trim it one direction, then pretty soon it starts going the other direction. So it's and that optical flow, they say optical flow, but it clearly is not terribly effective. But it's flyable. I mean, you see me, I've never flown one of these before, ever. So it's the first time I've ever flown a toy helicopter, and I'm not having any problems. Oh, and it landed, so I'm assuming we ran out of battery there. There's no battery meter, so you don't know. So, but look at that, it landed by itself, so that's a good thing. Yeah, let's go pick it up. Yeah, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but the light on the front of it is blinking, so I'm sure that means low battery. Okay, the RC ERA Bell 206 from the people at Razordon. You know what, I had fun with it. It's clearly a toy. It's not meant to be anything but a toy, but you know, we did all right with it. This is the first time I've ever flown anything like this. You guys saw the first time that I ever turned it on, so that says something. If you can fly it as successfully as I did just then, your first time, trust me, your 10-year-old is going to have no problem with this thing. Now, again, I'm saying that, a 10-year-old, but I'm saying you're going to want to be careful, because I don't know that these blades would hurt very much, but you don't want to find out either if you've got younger kids in the house. So you'd want to do that supervised. But it flew pretty good, and the controls worked, right? It worked like a drone. I was able to fly it just like I would a drone, although again it's got a little pinhole camera underneath there for optical flow, and it really doesn't work. And we calibrated the gyro. That didn't seem to make any difference, but it was still a lot of fun. And yeah, I mean, for $100, I absolutely can recommend this. Take it out in the park. You're going to want a big clear area like this. Now, I was worried about flying it on the pavement over there. We never had that kind of an issue at all. I mean, even when it ran out of battery, it just landed right on its skids. It was perfect. And even when I brought it down one time, excuse me, I had this backwards. I brought it down one time with the stick, and I brought it down another time with the land button, and it landed right on the skids. So it's pretty stable in that regard. Again, one time it would start banking to the left, or banking to the right, to the helicopter's right, and completely uncommanded. So, and I tried trimming it and didn't have a heck of a lot of luck, but it is controllable. When you use the sticks, you can get it under control, so it's not an issue there. I never felt like I could not get the drone back to me if I needed to. Or the drone, I keep saying the drone, the helicopter back to me if I needed to. But anyway, I hope you had enjoyed this. I had fun doing it. This is Marcus with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I appreciate that you took the time to watch this video today. And yeah, of course, we'll see you on the next one. The RC ERA Bell 206 toy helicopter. I will put a link in the description below, of course, like they always say. All right, see you guys later. Bye now.